Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and I am back with another video for the scrapbookingstore.com. I'm super excited that they asked me to be a guest designer. They did send me this Echo Park New Day collection, and I'm going to create a one-page layout using this sketch from Page Maps of September of 2018. And you may have noticed in that sketch that there was a huge heart stitching. And I had recently saw a video of a person who used their silhouette to create a design. When I saw that video on YouTube, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to try this. Very shortly after that, I got the kit from scrapbookingstore.com. And when I was trying to match up photos with the kit, I knew that I wanted to use photos from Epcot's Flower and Garden from last year because there were a couple of pieces from the collection that I knew would work perfectly. Well, when I found this specific day, I saw these photos of Winnie the Pooh, and I remember these photos so much because Winnie the Pooh was standing kind of by the butterfly garden, which I'm going to have that one in my next video, and he was trying to catch butterflies. And I was videoing him trying to catch the butterflies, and he was having no luck whatsoever. So then he decided to throw his net down and just sit by the water, and it was so cute. So when I was planning out these photos, I was like, I need to give Pooh a beautiful butterfly. And that is how this layout came about. I'm actually going to talk to you in real time in just a few minutes once I get my stitching, and I'm going to explain a lot of the details for how I did that. But for now, let me just talk about what I'm doing. I decided to, again, follow the sketch. I'm putting this rainbow paper, and I cut the rainbow paper at 3 inches, and then I used my border punch in a wave to add a wave to the edge like the sketch called for in that dark navy with the pastel flowers. Once I cut it out using the border punch, I think I may have cut it like 1.5 inches. It was really just enough to make sure that it stuck behind the bigger rainbow piece. I did go ahead and cut down my photos to 3.5 by 5 because that butterfly is massive on the layout. I don't know exactly how big it is. I just really stretched it to kind of fit in that spot. When I was designing it on the silhouette, I made 3.5 by 5 squares, and I positioned those squares on the layout so that I knew where my photos would go, and then made the butterfly fit into that section. And I pulled out these 2 color threads in a purple and like a dusty rose purple. All right, everyone, I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about this layout. I am probably about 4 hours into it, so quite a while. Just wanted to show you some of the stitching that I'm doing, but I want to talk about mistakes that I've made so that hopefully, 1, you'll learn from my mistakes, and 2, mistakes happen and you figure out ways to fix them, right? All right, so one of the big things that I started doing instead of using washi tape was tying knots on them. And I really like the way that looks, but there are these stragglers that are a little bit more, they have some pull here. So you can see this one is, and because it's tied in the back, there's not really anything that I can do. Like, I can't tie this anymore. Let's show you the back there. So it's not like I can tie that down, so I am going to have to use washi tape on that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. With the amount of stitching that I'm doing for this layout, it would just have way too much washi tape on it. So that's why I decided to do the knots instead. And I do think that I like the knots better than the washi tape as well. Alright, so that was a pretty simple fix. This design was a silhouette design. So I will link the original creator below, but basically what she did was she took a shape and she used a shell, and there's a feature in the silhouette design where you can take words and make them go around a shape, and she just used periods, which caused the stitching holes to be created. So what I've been doing is using this as a guide to help me figure out where these holes were, because there were a ton of them. But this is where I have made the mistake. So you can see in this image, this area right here kind of goes in just a little bit and comes out. Well, I stitched it that way, but I don't think that there was actually a line there, because you can see right below it there is a circle right there. And in here you can see that this section is supposed to be a part of this. So I'm gonna have to pull this stitching up, and I did it on both sides because this one needs to come here as well. So what I'm gonna do is show you how to fix that. And honestly, I have no idea if I am gonna fix it right or not. But what I thought I would do is, I know that it starts here, so I'm just going to snip it right there. So I know that's where it needs to come out. And then let's see how much I can pull out. So it's not gonna work. Snip again. And honestly, this is the first time that I've done anything like this, so I could be totally wrong about it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I know So I know that this needs to come out. And I got a new poker tool. I was going to tell you guys about that too. So I've been using the Holtz poker tool, and this thing is massive. It's so big. I posted in one of the Facebook groups like who's doing stitching and what they're doing, and somebody suggested this. I'll post the Amazon link below. It's like a tool for leather, like leather repairs, but it's so much thinner and I really like it. Alright, so I think that's good. So let's see. Go back to this. Alright, so it goes like this. So true. This actually comes in more, so this piece needs to come out too, because it goes here and around. So this hole belongs here. And so if that's the case, it comes out. And this, I need to go back here, but okay, so then it goes like that. So it needs to go like that. Does that make? You'll see it when I finish it, but it makes sense to me. I'm gonna stick it in here. And I will tell you, this has been, whew, definitely had time to catch up on all my shows. So as I'm sticking this back in, I don't want to pull it through. Right, I'm gonna leave it just like it is. Okay. So I'll tell you what shows I've been watching. Alright, and so then I'm going to do the same thing over here, because, so for this one, it comes out, and I think this actually needs to be here. This hole needs to be here. Well, maybe not. It goes here and down. So I know that this and this one. Okay. Oh, that probably, what the heck? Oh man, it didn't tie into the hole. Great. Alright, so I'll figure that out as well. Alright, right, no mistakes in scrapbooking, just ways to embellish. That's what I keep telling myself every time I mess up. Okay. Alright. So, this one, there's one right here, and it goes like this, and then down. So this one needs to come out too. because I can actually tie this. Alright, so as I'm doing this, tying this in a knot, I am currently watching Chicago. I am definitely a Chicago 1 girl, meaning that I watch Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD. So watching those means that that is a 3-hour block, because I have to watch them consecutively. I can watch those 3. Sometimes they do crossovers, sometimes they don't, but most of the time they don't. But I definitely am a Chicago diehard 1 fan. So let me know in the comments below. Do you guys watch Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD? Alright. So I got that tied. Okay, so coming back to my image, I have this little piece here. So it's gonna be this one, and it swoops down. So what I'm gonna do is, because I pulled in this green, so I first started out with this purple, which kind of matches this one here. And then I pulled in this like dusty rose purple color. It doesn't really go, but I feel like it goes with the scheme. And then I have this yellow and the pink, which obviously go together. But when I got down here, I had issues because I needed another color where this green is. And the way that I had done it, I couldn't put any of the colors there. Because I didn't want to put the yellow because it'd be there. Those two would be together. And this Dusty Rose has such a big prominent color up here, I didn't want to have 2 colors back to back there. So I went ahead and decided to find another color, which is the green. So what I think I'm going to do is this little piece here, I'm going to do green, both of these pieces. And then in the butterfly design, there's these like little holes. That's what these things are. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do. So I don't know if I'm going to do something like this design, which obviously is kind of big. But I was thinking like doing a cross stitch. Now there's only 2 there, so I'd have to pull this out and do it. But I kind of like that, having 3 right there. And I could probably make it work. Because I have the 2, and I would just need to do 2 more. So like that. Here. And so it would just be a over, yeah, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I only have 4. So 1, 2, so I would need another one. But I don't know if they're too, I feel like they're too close. I don't know, I'll figure it out. So obviously going to do that off camera. But I have those little circles are here, here, and then down here, and then there's like a row of them here, a row of them here, and then kind of repeat it up here. For this one, I have no idea what I'm going to do. When you're putting the design on, obviously it puts it pretty close to what you need to do, and then you ungroup it and you move them around. Well, I moved 2 of them off from up here because I was going to delete them and I forgot to. So now I have 2 little holes right there. So I don't know if I should like do a swirl. I wonder if I have a swirly thing. Oh, I do. So maybe I'll do that. I wonder if I can make it work. Let's see. So that it comes up and is like a little antenna. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so go there, here, a little bit more here, here, there, so there, there. So it'll go like this, right? Yeah. Okay, then I should probably do it on this side too. Maybe I'll do it more like this. Yeah. See, again, no mistakes, just ways to fix it. All right, ways to embellish. So back to stitching and back to the voiceover. All right, so the stitching of that butterfly took me approximately 4.5 hours. So definitely a labor of love, but it was all for Winnie the Pooh, and I think it turned out gorgeous. Because I have that large butterfly, not doing a whole lot of other embellishment, because I did just spend 4.5 hours putting that butterfly together. The sketch does call for a bunch of like hearts around the other stitched heart, so I did add a chipboard rainbow over to the far left. I didn't want to add anything directly to the butterfly like the sketch calls for. It does actually call for pieces on the heart itself, but I decided to go against that. I decided to use the navy color with the white polka dots for the little strip of paper that's over on the right hand side of the sketch. I did use my Stampin' Up! Banner punch to punch the banners on either side of that 1-inch paper. And then I went ahead and added a camera. I think that I have put a camera on every layout. I really, really loved those cameras. I actually don't end up using the camera paper, but I definitely use all the camera embellishments. I wanted to try to use the pink paisley gold letters on every layout, and I actually did. I got it on all 4 layouts. I'm super excited about that. I did have to do some MacGyvering. I used an R for the letter P and a Q for the letter O to spell out the word Pooh. So my title is going to be Winnie the Pooh Trying to Catch Butterflies, which is a super long title. I'm only going to put Pooh in the pink paisley gold letters. I do spend quite a bit of time with my Tim Holtz sander as well as my X-Acto knife, making sure that those letters look really well so that you can't really tell. The O was kind of difficult on the inside. The P was really simple. I also pulled out the chipboard pieces that are circles and they have hearts in them. There was a pink, blue, green, and purple, and I added all 4 of them to the layout. I do use my glue press to make sure that all of those are adhered down. I love my glue press. It just puts out just a tiny bit of glue. I pulled out my Simple Stories Color Vibe books, and this color is like a coral color, which does match the rainbows, and that's what I'm going to spell out Winnie the Pooh. I do use my foam strips to put it up on fun foam, and that also helps adhere them together, so it actually makes it like one word. Once I put the Winnie the Pooh down, I did go ahead and take the little asterisk and add it to 2 of the clusters to bring in that coral color because it's so prominent. I do have a short posted on my YouTube channel of Winnie the Pooh trying to catch the butterflies. Off camera, I did add the QR code to the layout so that people who are looking through my albums later can scan the QR code and check out Winnie the Pooh trying to catch butterflies. Then I pull out my color boxes in yellow, green, purple, and pink to add some enamel shapes, mostly hearts, but also enamel dots, into the 4 little clusters that I've created around the butterfly. Then I pulled out my journaling die, and my journaling says, Winnie the Pooh's butterfly catching game was a flop. It was pure adorableness that he threw in the net and settled for a chill waterside seat instead. And I think that his little photos of him sitting by the water and he's looking at his reflection, it's just super sweet. And then you can see his net right next to him as well. I also used my journaling strips to do my subtitle there of trying to catch butterflies. So when I do the subtitles, I do make that font a little bit larger than my journaling font. So I think my journaling font is at a 10 and the subtitle is at a 14. That is it for this video. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. I want to thank the scrapbookingstore.com again for asking me to be a guest designer for them. I've had so much fun putting these layouts together. I have one more for you. That is going to be of the butterfly garden that is at Epcot Flower and Garden. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you check out scrapbookingstore.com's Facebook and Instagram post. They are linked below. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.